Hello everyone, we're back with some more Higanbana no Saku Yoru ni, translated to mean the unforgiving flowers blossom in the dead of night. It's still the me staying up all night for today, reading Higanbana. And yeah, when we last left off, we got introduced to the protagonist of this arc, I guess, unless it might be Marie. I mean, they're both protagonists, just like which one's the main one. Probably Yukari. Although, depending on how the story goes, it could be either or. And, yeah, we're getting a more kind of classic portrayal of bullying this time. Pretty nice. Only thing I hope is, they introduced the bullies last time. Ozaki, and did they say the other two names? I think it's three of them. But, I don't think it said their names. So, it's Ozaki and his two lackeys. And the only thing is, I hope they don't make him, like, just irredeemably, like, just evil, I guess. Like, out there, like, oh yeah, he's a kid, he's a huge idiot, and hopefully he grows up and learns right from wrong, or something like that. Hopefully you don't make it like, oh yeah, he's evil, by the way, we're gonna kill him and eat his soul. Anyway, twilight after school. Most of the students had already gone home, and the ones who had been playing in the courtyard were scrambling to be the first to finish with cleaning duty. It was that sort of evening. While smacking his lips, Ozaki once again passed under the school gate. Oh, we're still with him. His parents were both working and wouldn't be home until late, so it's his daily routine to drop in at a friend's house without going straight home. After that, he'd go back home and wait for his parents while watching TV. As he thought about that on his way home, he noticed he didn't have his key. But I'm sure I had it. Maybe I dropped it at school? That shouldn't have... Going home to an empty house, fishing out his key from his pocket in front of the door would have been normal for Ozaki. But today he was suddenly incapable of such a routine task. He kept smacking his lips over and over again, this small and unexpected misfortune. His key wasn't at his friend's house he'd stopped by at. He retraced his steps for the entire day. The last place he arrived at was at the school gates. There are a lot of periods in just one day at school. After finally being able to leave, having to go through the school gates again. With that thought, he had a terrible feeling. Almost like being the only one in the family to draw a terrible luck fortune at a shrine. Oh yeah, we got another one of like the glossary tips last time for Higanbana, which is it's a type of flower. I think it's associated with what is it associated with like death or something? But I'm not sure on that. The campus is dark as far as you could see. It was the world called school that they supposedly spent half their lives. A place they'd attend for several years. A place that even just by looking at it would make them fed up. School. But still, when swallowed by the twilight, the school building and the entrance looked like a scene that he had never seen before. Now he became self-aware. Everything he knew about the school he'd already become bored of was in the daylight. Half of the day was in the light of the sun. The other half was in the dark of the night. Stretching inside the darkness, the large entranceway had a gaping emptiness to it. It looked like a gargantuan creature's mouth that would crush and devour a human being. And so, Ozaki reluctantly passed through the crevices of its gums into the whole hatchway. Was my key with me when I was at the shoe rack? I can't remember. I looked all around the front of the shoe rack, but couldn't find anything that looked like a key. Even after looking under the matting in the rack, he couldn't see his key. If it's not here, he'd have to take off his shoes and slip into his indoor slippers. As far as Ozaki was concerned, doing that was more unpleasant than having to go back to the school gates again after already going home once. He put on the same slippers just as he had during the daylight hours. However, he did not expect that they would be so cold, damp, and this heavy after nightfall. The gloomy hallway of the school building was so long he felt as though it continued on for an eternity. In the darkness, a one-eyed monster glared at him with its red eyes shining with displeasure. In the end, it was just a fire alarm he wouldn't even think twice about. The school of the night and the school of the day were very different. Different places, even different dimensions. It was about this time that he recalled the numerous ghost stories about the school at night. The story of a past principal who would kidnap kids, spiriting them away. It said that one of the paintings of the past principals decorated the principal's office would glare and his eyes would shine in the night. Speaking of which, there's a story about the infirmary too. That's right, I just remembered. The curse of the dancing Western doll. An out-of-place Western doll had been set on top of the medicine shelves in the infirmary. If I remember right, they said every night it would start to dance. I wonder if I'll hear some strange sounds or something coming from the pitch-black infirmary. Ozaki thought as he quickly passed the infirmary and dashed up the stairs. Once he started running, there was no stopping him. He held his breath, and like a bolt of lightning he shot off until he reached his classroom. And flying into the classroom, he flipped the light switch. The fluorescent lamps made dry buzzing sounds and flickered with blinding light. In the brilliantly illuminated classroom, even though no one was there, to his amazement, it was the same classroom that he knew well. As for demons ready to devour a foolish child who mistook day for night and attended their school, there wasn't anything like that lying in wait for him. Ozaki started to calm down when he saw such a normal sight. Since he had come from the school entrance to this classroom, he finally realized how much he was sweating and how erratic his breathing had become. Way to lose your cool, Ozaki. What the heck are you so afraid of? By provoking and shaming his own cowardice, he persuaded himself that wasn't who he was. Calming himself, he remembered he had to find his key and get back home. He'd probably get yelled at by the teacher if he was found in class at a time like this. It was stupid of him to lose his key. Not only that, he came to class at this time of night. Worse yet, if he were to get caught and scolded for it, it'd be too shameful and he wouldn't be able to stand it. Gradually, as he started to feel himself return to his daylight self, he began to search for his key. But he couldn't find it. In and around his desk, he even checked in other desks, but he couldn't find it. His parents would probably be home soon. They probably wouldn't leave him outside forever. However, if he lost his key, his parents would be upset with him. My parents always come back wearing exhaustion on their faces. Aside from asking, did you finish your homework and are you ready for tomorrow? They'd say nothing else. So my fears are for nothing? She's like, okay, I won't make a two-dimensional character. We don't talk much, and I don't even remember the last time we had a real conversation. Even so, after not having talked to them in so long, talking about something like losing the house key, Mom would immediately start shouting and crying. Dad would see that and immediately start beating me. That escalated. Oh, this sucks. Seriously, where did you go, Key? The fear Ozaki had from being at school at night changed to impatience. Then when the key refused to show itself, it finally changed into anger. However, regardless of his emotions, without any emotion, his key still couldn't be found anywhere. I guess I'll honestly ask if anyone has left any lost articles over at the staff room. I still can't find it. Might be all over? Ozaki thought, slowly leaving the classroom. In his eyes, he saw a light coming from the boys' restroom. The bathroom, huh? I've been in there so many times today. Don't tell me. Did I drop my key in the bathroom? If you dropped the key in the bathroom, no one would have picked it up. If they put their hands on a key like that, it'd get germs and everyone would make fun of them saying, "Get away from me," or something. Because of that, even if someone drops their keys, everyone will look and then pretend they didn't see it. So it's possible it's still out there in there on the floor even now. If no one picked it up, it wouldn't be in the lost and found. Yes, I'll give it a shot. He didn't normally have the habit of talking to himself. However, in this school of darkness, if he didn't at least talk to himself, the silence would become far too chilling. Slowly, he peeked into the boys' restroom. On the floor, there's no silver color indicating his key was there. Even though he thought it was impossible, he still looked in each of the urinals. If it was in some place like that, that'd be the worst. My precious key would have been soaking in the urinals all day. It would reek of pee, and does that count? Would YouTube ban me for that? Let's say they would. No matter how much I'd wash it, there's no way I could get that smell out. If I walked around with that foul key, there's no telling how many jeers I'd get from tomorrow onwards. That'd be the worst. If it was in one of these, that'd be the absolute worst. I don't want to find it here. So after checking all the urinals and confirming that none of them had his key in them, Ozaki felt a slight relief. Ah! Suddenly, he was laughed at. With a geh, he was laughed at. Directly behind him, some monster was laughing with a geh at his relief. Ozaki choked and stood frozen. His eyes opened wide. From all the pores on his skin. Wait. Oh yeah, okay, I'm tired. Don't look at me. A foul-smelling sweat suddenly started to gush out. Seeing his figure from behind as he did so, once again the monster laughed with a geh. This time he understood. It wasn't a laugh. It was a door. Behind him, a large bathroom stall door made an unpleasant screeching sound. Don't frick with me. You can't scare me, he said strongly, but his words were shaking. And all that did was remind him once again just how scared he was. Even so, that moment of pleasure when the power of all of his fears drained away was indescribably comforting. While bathing in that comfort, Ozaki's eyes looked with a silver gleam. Huh? It was the key. There's no mistake, it was the key he had long been searching for. Oh, that's who opened the door, the key! It said the stall by itself. It seemed almost as if it was hidden there by a demon in a game of hide and seek. And so there it laid. He had no memory of going in here. And why was this key in a place like this? Don't close the door! Don't go in there! Meso-san will kill you! Perhaps someone saw it, said, yuck, disgusting, and then kicked it into the stall. That was a plausible guess. He was lucky that at least no one knew what that dirty key belonged to him. He thought to immediately pick it up and head home. Give it a good scrubbing and some water. Thoroughly. I mean, you're in the bathroom, you can do that here. But in any case, he was glad he found it. At that moment, he was glad that he came back all the way to school. That second, the world turned pitch black. It seemed as if even time itself had stopped. As he leaned with his arm extended to pick up the key, for some time, he stopped as if frozen in time. Gradually, feeling the beating of his own heart, he realized that time hadn't stopped. Someone had turned it off. Suddenly, something had turned off the lights. Perhaps the teacher on patrol saw it and turned it off. No, he didn't sense anything like that. He didn't even hear the sound of footsteps. Well, none of the lights go out like that. Rather, from the beginning, until he arrived at the classroom after climbing the stairs, the hallways, everything and anything was complete darkness. He took relief from turning on the lights after reaching the classroom in that darkness. In other words, until he got into the classroom, there's no light or anything of the sort. Then why, after leaving the classroom and heading to the boys' bathroom, was there a light on? If the light's on, then someone should have been using the restroom. There wasn't anyone in here. He didn't see someone who forgot to turn off the light. In this school, ruled by the silent darkness of the night, echoes of footsteps would echo sharply. Even in the short time he was in the classroom, he should have heard their sounds reach him. That means, with no sign of anyone, the lights had suddenly turned on. And, with no signs of anyone, suddenly the boys' restroom lights have been turned off. Back then, stop it, stop joking, Ozaki wanted to say. With his lips quivering, he couldn't even say those words. His heart continued to tremble with its throbs, almost like it was going to burst out of his chest. His heart beat faster and faster. With a dry buzzing sound, a blinking beam shined on him slightly. Only a single fluorescent ceiling lamp in the boys' bathroom gave off its dim light. However, it continued blinking ominously. Just when he'd think it was lit, it would go off. Then with a dry sound, it would light back on again. Rather than relaxing with the lighting, that repetition stirred unease at what lay beyond. That fluorescent light was outside the stall. Because for Ozaki was shut up in the bathroom stall like this, he was made to realize that he was distinctly shut up inside 4 sharp corners of darkness. Huh? When did the stall door close? Huh, that's weird. I found the key, went inside, and suddenly, things went dark. Where's the key? I panicked and turned around, and the key wasn't there. Sure, it's dark and hard to see, but the key is gone from where I saw it just now. Well, maybe I thought I saw it a second ago was an optical illusion? Did something that stupid even happen? More importantly, where am I? There's no mistake that this was the inside of a bathroom stall. But it's different. This place isn't the stall I just went in. This isn't the same bathroom stall at all. The urinal, the toilet paper dispenser, the color of the walls were dirty, the pictures, the angles. And, where am I? That moment his ears sensed something for the first time. A sigh that couldn't be a sound so small it shouldn't reach his ears, sound of chafing clothing. Eric clearly heard that sound that was so slight it couldn't even be called a sound. The object of that sensation, strangely enough, was there. Right there. It was right there, but he couldn't see it. He was shut out behind that single door. He and the presence that had suddenly appeared were facing one another, with a single thin door between them. It's my imagination. I'll just go get out of here, he thought, the moment he moved to put his hand on the door. This time he heard a real sigh, and his entire body stiffened with a start. Even stranger, that presence, on the other side of the door, sobbing and crying with a meso. Ooh, no, too. Why did you just come here to cry? There are 3 stalls in the bathroom, right? So why are you crying in front of my stall? Go away, stop crying. Who are you? Dang it! Meso. Without a doubt, those are the cries of a girl. It wasn't male. Those cries are feminine. Even though this is supposed to be the boys' bathroom. That crying of Meso began freezing the blood in his legs one by one. From his legs, he felt rows of ice stand up on his skin. By the time they reached his head, made him remember what he did not want to remember. Wait. So, no, nobody. I was just thinking, like, they mentioned how they drove a girl to an accident, wink, earlier last episode, I think. I was thinking, like, what if they have some memory of Marie, but no, they don't. She's completely erased. Like, even her parents didn't remember her. That's just me overthinking. Meso, you there? Please listen to my pitiful story. Ah! It's a lie! A lie! Story Meso-san. It's a lie, right? It's a lie. The share? The inside of his throat swelled up, and a suffocating sensation welled up inside of him. The inside of his head began to whirl in circles. It seemed like his eyes were going to roll back in his head. What a joke this is. What a joke. They're laughing, I'm panicking. They're laughing. This is bad. Meso, you there? Please listen to my pitiful story. That girl's sad voice repeated once again. This time clearly, steadily. It wasn't ambiguous, like something that could only be heard inside his head. It mingled with his heart's how do you say that? Palpitations? And the dry flickering sound of the blinking fluorescent light. As a voice he felt distinctly and directly in his eardrums. Ozaki was just about to let loose a groan in reply to that voice. Just before he does, he remembers and firmly swallows it and holds off. The newly born 8th mystery. Meso-san. The new tale of a yokai who appears in the old school bathrooms. You have to be stuffing me! This place, it can't be the old school building, right? So there's no way it'd show up here. You don't let that scream escape his mouth. Rather, like a goldfish searching for air in agony, he could only continue to open and close his mouth with a flap. It seemed like Meso-san was the vengeful spirit of a girl who had been killed in the old school bathrooms. It appears when people come into the bathroom it was killed in, it seems to ask people to hear about the time it was killed. And there are rules. And Meso-san says to please listen to its pitiful story. I mustn't respond. I can't try seeing what it looks like. Till Meso-san leaves, without speaking a word, I have to grit and bear it. If I break those rules, I'll be killed! I a goat! The only thing weak about it is its voice. Its true form monstrous, so it'll embrace me with its tremendous rotten tree trunk-like arms. Crush every bone of my body, killing me. Ah! Ozaki covers both his ear and mouth with his hands. Already unable to control it with his own willpower, his right hand covers his mouth to stifle a scream. With his left hand, he covers his left ear as if to stop Meso-san's cries from entering. Then his right ear is open. Even so, he covered it by sticking his ear up against the inside wall. Despite even that, he couldn't deny Meso-san's voice from permeating inside his ears. Ozaki-kun? My name! Meso-san clearly just called my name! He knows who I am. He can see me. He knows I'm in here. I'm... Ah! Why do you pick on girls, Ozaki-kun? What do you mean pick on? What are you talking about? Kari Sakaki-chan? You've been bullying her for a long time, haven't you? How does it know about that? My punishment is at hand. This is my punishment. Oh, I should have just left it alone with a practical joke. Ah! The bullying. Would you stop it already? The thing Ozaki had blurted out something that seemed like an answer. Apparently to that he swallowed. But with the voice he seemingly blurted out, the light from the only fluorescent lamp, breaking with a pop, went out entirely. Eh? What? What is it this time? As if it were grating, perhaps warping, a small sound began spreading throughout the entire bathroom. It's the grating sound of doors, windows, fixtures, tiles, faucets, and mirrors. It's quiet. Quiet and overpowering. I was in a darkness where I couldn't even see my own fingertips. But on the other side of the single door, if I didn't have this door, that overpowering creature would surely be in grabbing distance, directly in front of my eyes. It's quiet, though chilling and threatening sound is waking. It's overpowering. Even in the darkness, he understood what was happening. Even though he couldn't see anything, rather on the contrary, he understood. Even though it was only ever so slightly, he had answered Meso-Meso-san's question. Meso-Meso-san, that girl, you could tell she was changing into something fearsome, terrifying, grotesque. Even though all he had was a strange noise in her presence to go on. In that darkness, he could clearly tell what was happening. The evidence. Well, it was no longer a frail voice. If you bully again, there won't be a next time. Wait. If you bully again, there won't be a next time. I hope that picked up. I was talking, an almost empty water bottle. While spurting out tears, drool, and snot, despite everything, he held back a scream. While holding his mouth and ears shut, Ozaki shook his head over and over. While all these incomprehensible fluids dripped and leaked, he shook and bowed his head over and over. In the stall of the old school building's lavatory, in that darkness, both of Ozaki's eyes were open. While covering his ears and mouth, he bowed his head indefinitely. With sweat and tears, the snot and the drool plopping and dripping, as if striking his head against a wall, he continued nodding his head for all eternity. Noticing the old school building's entryway was open, a patrolling teacher took a look around, just in case, only to find him in that state. Why would he go into a place like that, at that time, in that darkness, all alone? Teacher was not able to find an answer he was satisfied with to that question. In the first place, he couldn't even satisfactorily explain why he would come back to school after school was over. After all, the house key that he kept repeating was gone. It's right in his pocket the whole time. Oh, ho, 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 ho. The blue bird of happiness was right there the whole time. Oh. The teacher, I don't know, I just felt like saying that. The teacher also knew the story of Meso-Meso-san. Other students heard about this. It spread rumors, and the uproar would surely get out of hand. The softer clamor reached the vice principal's ears, became a troublesome mess about who was responsible for it. That's why the teacher let Ozaki go without asking any questions. I don't know what you saw here tonight, but you absolutely must make sure you never reveal it, he instructed. Turns out the yokai's best friend is actually just the teacher, who asks people to be quiet about it. Ozaki staggered. With a gait like he still might fall over now, he crossed the schoolyard and exited the school grounds. Staring intently at his back were non-human eyes. Higanbana-san, how long have you been there? The whole time. Since the very start of your hunt. Higanbana giggled as she sat on top of the youth's fence, letting that long, beautiful, cold hair flow. Marie stared. She was seeing off Ozaki's retreating figure, the school gates just over the fence. But I'm assuming that's not going to change anything. Or at least change much. It'd be nice if you would stop bullying Yukari-chan, but it's fine. After all, the school's raking yokai Meso-Meso-san bit half of his soul off as a warning. Oh, did she actually? As you can see, it looks like he'll stop. Starting tomorrow, I doubt that willpower to bully anyone will ever return to him. So how do like half souls work? If you only have like a portion of a soul, do you like still go to the afterlife? It's cool, or can you only go halfway to the afterlife? I only gave him a warning to say I bit off his soul. After you've been latched on so far that you left teeth marks on that extent? For his hunting is such grace. It's considerably lovely, although a bit boring to me. Marie still did not quite understand what it was the yokai referred to as a hunt. However, with this, all she could do was hope that Yukari's bullying would lessen, if even by a little bit. Nevertheless, Higanbana was still keeping her eye on Yukari. Marie calmed down just a bit. As though she had read her thoughts long ago, Higanbana giggled, then nimbly jumped off of the fence. She really is a delicious looking girl, that Yukari Sakaki girl. Higanbana-san? What? Could you please stop hunting Yukari-chan? You want I, the dancing Higanbana, to turn over my prey? Higanbana spoke without turning around. Marie did not turn around either, and started speaking from in front of the fence. It's not that I'm ordering you to hand her over. Then you're asking me as a friend? No, that's not quite right. Then, what do you mean? Yukari-chan? She isn't quite the right prey for you. Higanbana slowly turned around. Her expression was inhuman, merciless, like a frigid doll. Those eyes were more frosty and sharp than an icicle. No, they're not the eyes of something alive. Buried into her sockets were the eyes of a doll. A strong gust blew by and rustled her long hair, intensifying with the ominous expression even more. Then, those lips parted in a perfect arc, like a smiling crescent moon only just appearing. How lovely, Marie! You're not only just my friend, but also managed to become a nuisance. I don't want to be a nuisance. I'm only saying that Yukari-chan is not a suitable prey for you. After all, didn't you say you prefer to prey upon fragile souls who seem like they choose their own deaths? And you're saying that girl isn't? Yes. Yukari-chan is truly a strong girl. She managed to recover even from the sadness of losing her mother. True, she's being bullied and her heart seems to be crushed. That is only for now. She'll definitely take back her joy and stand strong again. Well then, I have to whisper of death to her and prepare her like a delicacy before she stands strong again. I won't let you do that. I, Meso Marie, will protect that girl. Higanbana would always laugh so elegantly, finally could not withstand it and howled with laughter. Can you protect her? Is there any way? Yes. If Ozaki-kun stopped bullying her, I believe his friends will do the same. Marie, you truly are entertaining. Well then, I'll let you show me for a while. Show me what Meso Marie is capable of. With a turn, his skirt bellowing in the wind, Higanbana disappears. Ozaki was already far into the dark of the night. Rather, he had disappeared into the light of outside of the school. Marie was alone in the darkness of the school at night. She was praying that Yukari's fate tomorrow would be changed, even a little bit, for the better. However, she would understand the next day what Higanbana was laughing about. Okay, I'll see you guys next time for some more Higanbana when we see how that managed to backfire. And I'll see you guys then. Bye.